Hello and welcome back to A Foreigner and Family in the Philippines. And this is going to be an update video on the farm. It's got a couple variety of things to cover here. One is going to be, this is the well here, and this is the pump house. This is now going to be a pump house. We had the well, I've shown it several times. We don't even have the pump in here just yet, but now that I got a pump house, I'm going to get a door. I'm going to get a nice or get a pump, and just having difficulty finding the right pump because it's got a little bit of a situation here. I basically have to pump water. It's up. The vertical distance is about, I'm guessing and saying, not guessing, but I'm going with 60 meters, and I know that it's actually about 95 meters from here to the house, but it does have a I'm going to say 60 meters up in order to reach the house. So that's kind of what I need, something that, and I'm going with, so that way it's strong enough and I still have pressure, because this little flapper for the pump house, it just wasn't cutting it. It's got holes on top of it, and other insects and stuff can get inside, and it's pretty flimsy too. And not only that, but I couldn't just leave it exposed, because this was concave, and it would, when it rained, it would collect water on top here. So it'll be a little pump house, which is good, because I think we need a pump that's strong enough to have it has to have a control box and a couple other issues with it. But I'm also going to do, and right now we did plant a little bit of corn. We had some leftover corn, so I had to use these. This is going to be my family crop area, but we had to plant, we ended up planting the corn here for now, because that's just how it went down. Oh, but so that way, I might have like a smaller pump, so that way I can just pump water up to the top over here, and then it can drain down and feed those, so I can have the nice little crop area even when it's dry. But take a look at the pump house here, and this was just leftover materials from the house roof, so we got that squared away. Nothing's fancy on the windows. I think we're just doing some sort of a steel bar type window. I want to make sure I keep it some kind of screen so I don't get insects. I even made some stairs here for it. So there is progress on it. We don't have water going to the house just yet. I have a pump in there, but it's only to pump it out while we were digging. It wasn't something for to get water up to the house. It just doesn't make it. We've tried. I even put some check valves in, thinking it might make it. And this is behind the well. I've shown this area before. It's looking a little different. The two rows of the Calamansi now, they weren't doing so good. It's a little dry for them over here. But we put these bags on. It's helping quite a bit. And I've shown the bananas that we planted along there, in between the rows. Well, now they are sprouted. Before they hadn't sprouted. And I added on the other side of the Calamansi, the Calamansi was the ending row. We had some extra banana suckers because we did another banana sucker planting. I'll show that in another video here in a little bit. But so I added another row of bananas on the top there, because they're going to do well in this lower area. And on the other side of the Calamansis, on this side as well, we added a whole nother row of bananas. And the spacing for that, I left 3 meters for the other rows of bananas, but on that far one, I wanted to give those Calamansis a little bit of space, so I did go 4 meters from the row of Calamansi, and then, but down the row, I kept with the 3 meter spacing on those bananas. And while we are back here, I'm just going to take a look. We just did some weeding over here too. I came through some of these. This row looks really bad as far as the bananas. Now a lot of them came up here, but a lot of them did not. And that's the same with the suckers. It is that kind of that way. They come up. They're not going to be nice and uniform, but as long as you're getting bananas coming up here. Oh yeah, and they're here. I did have some. There were a couple of bunchy top bananas, the virus, that had come up. We had gotten suckers from a different person. Those suckers, I knew that they had bunchy tops, but we did our best to avoid getting suckers from any of those. And I can see that I did this when it was just the beginning of the rainy season. I mean, the rainy season was just starting. It was the end of the dry season. So I didn't know exactly where the water was. A couple of these, I know that the leaves are a little yellow, which you kind of might go with, hey, maybe those are bunchy tops. They are not. They're just too close. It's just too, bananas love the water, but it's a little bit too moist for them down there. And so that is fine. Either they'll grow or we'll lose those, and that's fine. But the bananas, these are the creek bananas I've made in previous videos. I mean, these are shooting up. They're doing really well here. Good, healthy, strong looking bananas. I'm actually going to be able to come back and collect some of these suckers and replant them in some other areas. So those are working out well, and it's good to see the other banana sprout. And I'd like for those bananas to get as big as these guys, because then they're going to provide a little shade for those calmansies, which are in the white bags. Let me do a spot one. Better be a good one if I'm going to show it. Okay, the calmansi. I mean, they're healthy look, and they actually even look better than they did in the nursery. These bags are helping them out a little bit. And we had a bunch of rain. That's why it's really wet here. Then you can tell this banana's like right in where the water flows, so that's a little heavy on the water for it. So that one's not doing as well. It's almost too much water, even though the bananas love the water. Wow. The power of the rain. Yesterday, this was a hole. This is where the carabao would take its mud bath, but this rain just washed out all the stuff we had dug up for the well, just washed that whole thing right down into here. Not happy with that, because that had a lot of gravel and stuff in it. But that brings me to another issue where we had some washout. Some unexpected washout. I'm going to go walk over there, and rather than just have me bounce, I'm going to pause it for a second. And I'm making my way over to the cucumber here, but now I'm just stopping at a place where we had planted some of the banana tissue cultures that we had gotten from Deval. And these grow a little more uniform. They all come up kind of the same height. And they're looking great. There's one of the avocados here. Trees I just did along this little road path in. I did the one going up. Some of the ones that aren't doing so good have the white bags on them, and it just kind of going up that way. And it continues at the top going back, and I did 2 rows there. But as far as these bananas go, we did just fertilize. We just used, because they're growing, we used just a 14-14 and a urea mix, just a 50-50 mix on that. The next fertilizer, we're actually going to go with the chicken dung for that application, and then I'm probably going to go with the The same, then after that one, it'll be urea and 14-14 as well, 50-50 mix. But I might see about switching it up with the just the 14-14 with the potash, because the bananas are, when they start producing, they use up the potassium, and they need potassium for their banana bunches. So, and this row here, I've shown it before. Now it's easier to see when I say it. This is a 6 meter here. That is a 6 meter row right over here, which is going to allow for cacao to be planted. And then, as you see on this side, those are only 3 meters apart over there. And then this one here is 3 meters apart. Those two rows over there. But yeah, left the lanes open like that for cacao. And let me get over and show you what happened to the cucumbers with that rain. Okay, now I know I had made a video while we were prepping this, and so it looks a lot different from that. But I should have made a video where the cucumbers were sprouting just like this just yesterday. Would have been good, because now it looks terrible. These cucumbers, like right where they are here, the rows look great. Right out there, not so good. We had so much rain last night, and you would think, well, we weren't going to plant in an area that had flooded, and it's gone through the whole rainy season without any issue over here. But we got a pretty heavy rain last night, or in the afternoon, started in the afternoon even, and did end up flooding this area. Hadn't seen it flood like that, and now it's totally gone, but it's still almost ruined these cucumbers. We had a couple left, so they were on the upside of the hill. They seem to be okay over there, but as far as the center there, just totally, almost totally wiped out. They're still green, they're still alive. They should bounce back if we don't get another rain like that. On the other side, on the back end there are a couple that look okay. So, but yeah, the water coming down this from the road here, and then even from over up that hill too, kind of just flooded. And you can easily see, even though it's gone. And this was just last night, and I'm here in the morning. It's already dry, but it was enough to destroy these cucumbers here. It looks like it flowed in from this side, maybe even flowed in from this other side as well, and wiped out these. They were looking great, and I'd say it looks to me about 50% of the cucumbers got tore up here. And this land is changed a little bit, because this creek was a little more defined before, but when Del Monte had come through with their they didn't use. They were supposed to use a backhoe, take the roots up in some spots, and then replace the soil back where it was. But they just ended up using like this massive bulldozer and just pushed a lot of this down. So now a lot of this sand is just kind of still washing down. I guess with that heavy rain, made this whole area look quite a bit different too. So yeah, this was all nice cucumbers just like this up on the hill. And even if they didn't, it wasn't just like a hard rain for a short time. It was a solid rain for a long time. Well, this does kind of give you a little bit of a better view of this. Gives me a better view of it anyway, because I can see where totally wash these guys out. And some of these that look like they look kind of bad, they're going to bounce back. But I mean, there's also like they're totally wiped out. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes with the cucumbers now. It's not going to be a jackpot, but hopefully we do okay type deal. And then even the I'm looking over here at the rice field. It looks like we were going to start harvesting rice yesterday, and they didn't. I don't know if they're doing that today, but even the rice field here got washed out. So it would be good if they got over here and harvested this rice today. We were told it was, I think they were going to be doing it here pretty soon, the day before yesterday, and then they was like, okay, well, yesterday they were going to do it. So I think they're actually getting over here probably maybe later today. But as you can see, this water is flowing down. There is a little backup, and it may be blocked off somewhere over here for the rice field, and that may have contributed to it. I'm going to look and see if, go down this and see if I can find some sort of blockage. I don't know, to somehow have gotten this to drain out faster, but it doesn't look like it was an issue of it coming up. It actually came across. So. But I'll go ahead and I've rambled on about this one long enough. I'll keep you guys updated on how these cucumbers end up turning out. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.